specifically, we draw our mandate from Section 7 of the Constitution as a department. It gives us our mandate. Section 7 says that it's the duty of the state to take the Constitution to the people. And we do so in many ways, some of which includes public awareness of the Constitution through advocacy meetings, whereby we go to the people, we explain to them the contents of the Constitution, we interact with them, we get their questions, we get their fears, we get their comments, and we also facilitate as a department the constitutional alignment of laws in Zimbabwe. This we do through the Inter-Ministerial Task Force on Alignment of Legislation. This Inter-Ministerial Task Force on Alignment of Legislation is made up of legal advisors from different ministries, Minister of Justice included. And the Minister of Justice chairs those meetings and also has a technical committee which deals with such a program, and it has lawyers in that committee. Section 324 of the Constitution states that the state has to make sure that all constitutional obligations are met. And when we talk of constitutional obligations, we mean even legislation, which means that every law that was passed before the 2013 Constitution, if its contents does not go hand in glove with the Constitution, it therefore means that that law is ultra vires the Constitution, and it has to be repealed totally or to be amended so that it goes in sync with what is in the Constitution. As a department, when we hold I highlighted earlier that we have what we call ministers' advocacy meetings, where we go out there, we meet the people in the provinces, we explain the Constitution, we get their questions, and we get their comments. But to me, it is not enough, because I have realized that in these meetings, men constitute a bigger number than women. Men occupy higher places, higher positions in many organizations. And when we do these meetings, we usually invite the leaders so that they cascade the information down. And so when you find that the leaders are men, it means it will not, the information will not go as far as we would want. In Chinese, they say, teach a woman and you teach the world. So I feel that we are not doing enough to make women get access to justice and to make women get even the smallest information they would want on what legislation is there to protect us, what legislation is there to protect our children. Let me highlight that I'm so happy with this new constitution, because for once in the history of Zimbabwe, it is the new constitution, the only constitution that has specifically spelled out women's rights. The Lancaster House constitution was so silent about women's rights, but the inclusion of women's rights in the constitution and the realization of such rights, they are two different things. The constitution is very clear, especially under section 17. It states that the government has to see to it that there is equality, there is gender balance. And it has to do that through legislation, through policy and programs that make sure that there is gender balance. I feel that in the public service, the government has tried to make sure that women and men enjoy the same working rights. But in the private sector, it's not rosy. Many women, they say, if you want to go on maternity, you go on unpaid maternity, or you just go on 2 months maternity, or some employers in the private sector, they do not even want to employ women on that basis, that you will go for maternity and I will have to fill in your vacancy and then get you back when you come back. At the same time, you'll be being paid while it's on leave. So I think women have to be very, very vigilant on that and make sure that the laws are put in place that encompass their rights, their sexual reproductive rights as well, since they are the ones who get pregnant and they go on maternity leave. Culture in Zimbabwe has so much suppressed the women for a long time. kune mamwe marudzi vanoti kana mudzimai akafirwa anofanira kuti agarwe nhaka kana akaramba kugarwa nhaka kubva achinda kumusha kwenyu. But mukadzi uyu paakaroorwa nemurume wake vakavaka musha wavo vakataurirana vakawirirana kuti tichagarisana kusvika kare, asi unoona hama dzemurume dzakuti kumudzimai nokuti waramba kugarwa nhaka saka chibva pano. Yeti mudzimai nemurume vanenge vakashanda whatever zvavanenge vainazvo pamba pavo ipapo izvozvo ndezvavo, I believe kuti ndezvavo vese. Saka mukadzi anofanira kuregedzwa aripo achiona mhuri yakachengeta vana vake ari ipapo. Asi unoona dzimwe tsika kune vamwe vachiri kuzviita zvokuti waramba kugarwa nhaka saka ibva pano. Now that we haven't really hatisati alaina mutemo une chokuita nezvewanano wandambotaura marriages legislation hatisati taiita inoencambasa customary marriages marriages law chapter 5.11 hatisati tazviita hedu since ndati tichazosvita pamberi apo. But I hope, it is my hope kuti when these discussions, these consultations are going to be done, such issues are going to be included.